Alright, you guys. So what you're gonna see here, it's roughly about 100-mile path around the lake. That's the shortest way you can do it. Any given day at work, the right sequence of phone calls, we cover this exact path. I can't count the times I've driven around this damn thing in a single day. So it might be old hat to me, but I guess it's fascinating to you English folk who apparently have never seen a tree or a body of water. I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but your entire country's an island, so like by definition, surrounded by water, but just the same, I'll do this for you guys because I love you dearly. So the dam was built in the late 60s, so according to the old timers around here, it was supposed to take about 8 months to fill up. But apparently it did it in 3 because it rained a lot. So local legends claim that there are towns and trains and a church that went underwater because, they thought they had longer to get out of Dodge. But I don't think anyone's ever really proven that, but everyone around here talks about it. Now, it's a hell of a thing to drive across this bridge and look at it, but when you drive across it after a major raining season, you're going to see some pictures of what that looks like. It looks like the end of the world down here, and it's a hell of a thing to behold. So this here is going to be looking left off of the bridge, so to the south. This is where it turns back into the river. It's the Trinity River. Matter of fact, your countryman, Jeremy Wade, caught a giant alligator gar right down there where you're looking. And Lee, since you claim that we don't have any hills here, I beg to differ. This is the earthen levee that, according to Wikipedia and the engineers, is unsatisfactory as of January of 2026. I have seen chunks of this thing start to slough off the side of the hill over the years. I mean, if that thing ever fails, there's a lot of people that are going to be in trouble underneath it. Alright, so this is what we call the big bridge because, well, we're either not that creative or it's just a big fucking bridge. So you'll notice we're going up and getting higher and higher. That's the original Trinity River channel that runs through there, and you'll see some fencing along the sides as we start to go up. And local legend is that the fencing is because there's something called water turkeys that at that particular spot that they would follow the river channel even after it was turned into a lake, and they would fly and hit cars. Well, they put up the fencing But you notice at a certain point towards the top, the fencing stops. So everyone kind of jokes and said, well, they probably run out of money. I don't really know what the true story is, but I go across this damn thing, I don't know, 4 or 5 times a week. It's got a hell of a view, especially depending on the time of year, sunset, sunrise, what have you. There's been days where, there's like fog hanging all over the lake. It's gorgeous, but I guess I kind of take it for granted because I see it all the time. So what you're going to see now for the next 10 minutes or so is footage of our trip to Westwood Shores, a couple stops along the way. We get calls out here all the time. It's our rich people golf course community. 99% of them rich folk are awesome. Of course, there's always that 1%. So these are just little places along that route. Unfortunately, the lake in this Google Earth image is low, so a lot of it looks dried up and what have you, but it's not normally like that. This here in particular is a place called Port Adventure. This is chock full of alligators. It's perfect for them. So I didn't find any. I think we had a long winter, and unfortunately, maybe they're hibernating or lying dormant or what have you. I was trying to get one for you guys, but if I come across one during editing or something, I'll put it in, but I ain't found one yet. Right here on the right, you're going to see the famous dollar store. It is Dollar General. That is my go-to dollar store. There's a million of them around here. Now, oddly, right next door to it are 2 other dollar stores. So here's the main one, the black and yellow. But right next door is Family Dollar, and it used to have Dollar Tree attached to it. So look at the building. You see to the left of Family Dollar, there was a spot missing. That's where the Dollar Tree logo used to be. Now this is Carson helping me out with his phone. He got the right side of Port Adventure. leading up to the dollar store. So from here, this is the spot where the gators hang out. So from here up ahead on the right is where the dollar store is. So this is another little bridge, and as you look off to the right, you'll be able to see Goat Island. And yes, there are goats on it, and goats are going to play a role a little later in the video, but that is Goat Island. And here directly, we are going to go to a buddy of mine's house, and I'm going to be standing on that boat dock right there. So this is walking out the back door of a customer's lake house. That's his boat house. Mechanical boat lifts in there to get your boats out of the water in wintertime, I guess. I mean, the lake doesn't freeze, don't know why you would. But I would like to point out that I almost ate shit coming up in about 5 seconds. I damn near walked right off of this son of a bitch trying to get y'all footage right about here. I almost fell onto that lower platform and went right in the drink. So from here, you're gonna move to the left. That is Goat Island. Now, when I was standing there, I thought that I saw goats, and so you're gonna see me zoom in. I don't think there were really goats there, because kind of in editing, I've looked. I thought there were goats. See, I mean, it sort of looks like goats, but I'm, oh God, I don't know, a half mile away or so. I thought I saw goats out there moving around. A lot of times crossing the bridge, you can see goats out there, but in the summertime, people take their boats out there and just get shit-faced drunk and party, and God knows what else they get up to. But that is Goat Island. So now we're going to stop by another customer named Joe. Super cool cat. He's got a unique house. It doesn't look like an octagon from the roof of it that I'm about to circle, but the house is like an octagon. It's fucking weird. But he's got this little patch of lake by him, and I think it's funny that in all this beautiful lake, right there, a nasty old dumpster. So, I don't know. But, yeah, it's still a cool view. All right, Lee, buddy, this one is specifically for you. since you like to take off in your little airplane and fly over my house, this is the Grand Rock Point Airstrip. It just basically ends at the lake, and I figured I'd do this just for you. Now myself, I just passed by it. I'd never actually seen it, so I just pulled over and I walked across the damn highway and thought I'd walk right the hell up to it. I don't think I'm supposed to, though. There's a lot of signage around there that's kind of like, you shouldn't fucking be here. But what I thought was interesting are these giant flagpoles. I wish it was a windy day. There's an American flag and a Texas flag up on them, but those things are way bigger in person than they look on here. But yeah, it's still pretty cool. I know I've already sent you this video, Lee, but this is another customer in Westwood Shores. This is his house here. This fella's got a putting green on the property and everything. This is also another major alligator hotspot, all those little marshy waters there. So I'm actually at the house now. In a minute, I'm going to walk down and get up on that sun deck, I guess you'd call it. But, you know, a lot of times I've been over there working at his house. We see gators moving in and out of there. So I was hoping I could catch one for you, but didn't have any such luck. This is just a customer in Westwood, just has some pretty cool animals, big time hunter. I just figured I'd take a couple shots of them. And I think this is our last stop in Westwood. It was another customer. I went to all these people in like a week, but they've got a really cool spot. It's kind of a lagoon that comes up in there. They get a lot of alligators too. But again, no such luck catching one for you. So if we get a calling on Alaska, this is the route we take. It's not as impressive visually as it is, say, going to Westwood, But it's still pretty cool. You can, off in the distance there, you'll be able to see the big bridge. I really don't know how far away we are from it, but I don't know, a few miles probably as the crow flies. But it's pretty impressive. I don't know how good it comes across on here, but in person, I mean, you can see that bridge easily from back here. So anytime I get a call in Livingston or the east big part of the lake, we have to head east out on Alaska, and this is that bridge. Not quite as impressive as the big bridge, but it's still pretty to look at. Now, I couldn't make a video in Texas without some show enough longhorns, so there you have it. They got longhorns. Like I said, we're not real creative coming up with names for things, but that's what we call them. Now, this video is a couple years old. This is in my yard. I don't know what it was about this squirrel, but he was funny. Like at a point, he stands up and kind of checks himself out, like he pats himself down, am I all right? It turns out he was okay. Now, speaking of hills, you can't really tell from this, but I'm like 50 feet above the lake, and this is a spot that ducks just flock, and they're flying about 2 feet off the water, but I mean thousands of them. It went on way longer than this video. Well, I guess the title kind of said it all. I just had this thing in my yard. They're kind of cool. They look like a cobra. So I thought I'd fuck around with it and try to get it to do something, but it didn't really do much. Alright, so this is Cold Spring, and it's a very, very, very old town. But I mentioned goats earlier. Now, these are 2 big goats, but you're about to see a mama and some babies. And when I tell you these babies were adorable, oh my God, they were precious. Larry, the guy that owns the place, he caught one of the baby goats and gave it to me. You know, I'd like to hold. And I held it, and it went to sleep in my arms, and it was just the cutest damn thing you can imagine. So you're going to see the mama and the baby. She's got 4 babies, and I got to hold and cuddle with one of them. Now this goat was just kind of following me up and down the fence, like the whole time we were there. We were there, I don't know, an hour or so. It just kept walking up and down the fence and, you know, making noise at me. So it was really friendly, wanting me to come up. And of course there's mama and the babies. Oh my God, they're so precious. Now, I want to be clear, pulling into this place, I was by myself trying to hold the phone and navigate on Alaska midday traffic on a Friday at the Tobacco Barn, which is a fucking madhouse in the best of times. But this is it. It's located right in front of the Brookshire Brothers parking lot. And it's holy ground. What can I say? I can't tell you how much of my money they've got over the years. And here we are. It's not a big place. It's humble. It's pretty packed. You're going to see some fancy cigars that they literally keep under lock and key because people try to steal them, I guess. They didn't used to have a lock on that door, but they do now. Now, my beer is in that case there in the 5th door down. Here's a bunch of warm beer you can buy. Cartons and cartons of cigarettes. You got your chewing tobacco, your pipe tobacco. That's the tobacco for rolling your own cigarettes. I don't know what any of that shit is. Scratch off lottery tickets. Pretty sure that is not her, by the way. She wasn't there this day. That's a drive-through window. And just single packs of cigarettes. And over here on the right, that whole thing is basically what people buy if they want to roll blunts for smoking weed. I don't buy that shit. I'm old-fashioned. I use a bowl. Well, remember when I said we're not real clever with naming shit? Well, that trend continues. This is the town of Riverside, which, as you would guess, is right beside the river. So this is where the Trinity River stops being the Trinity River and turns into Lake Livingston. I have seen this area get flooded all the way up to the bottom of the train tracks and the train bridges that you're about to see off to our left. There's some water in here now off to the right, but just imagine all of that underwater. I'm talking 20 more feet of water in there. Even if they have all the gates open on the dam, the water just doesn't have anywhere to go.